Hey guys, this is Absolute 5 here again. So, I want to talk about something very personal this time today. We're going to talk about math anxiety. What is math anxiety? Math anxiety is having the fear of the concept or the subject mathematics. So, as a professor, it is my job as a professor to help comfort the students as much as possible to make them feel confident in themselves to take any exam whenever possible. Now, granted, that's not always true. There are situations where students, no matter what I do, no matter what anyone else does, they can't seem to perform. So, I want to give you my 2 cents of what has helped me with math when it comes to math tests or just exams in general. So, number one would be to breathe. It's so important to breathe during a test because sometimes you're not realizing your body is your left leg is shaking or your right leg is shaking or you're clicking the pen a lot or maybe you're biting a lot. Your body has a way of, even though you might tell somebody, oh, I'm not nervous at all, but your body language is telling the other person that you're nervous and you're afraid. And I see this all the time with my students when I quiz them. So breathing helps. It helps calm the body and you're able to rethink your thoughts and you're able to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to figure out this problem that I'm looking at right now? Because I feel sometimes, or it could be that sometimes people might be thinking of, some other stuff. Bill, maybe divorce, maybe a loan, maybe any other thing besides the problem that's right in front of them. That's why when you breathe, it brings you into the present moment where you're thinking, okay, my mind's back here. Let's focus on this problem. So breathing is definitely helpful. Number two, you have to study but moderately. Now, this is a little tricky. Study moderately meaning you have to study in a way that isn't overstimulating, but at the same time you're not procrastinating. That's another thing too. So you don't want to be a scholar. Like you want to be a scholar by doing all your homework, by doing all your quizzes and studying, but not to the point that you get no sleep, or you're taking drugs or some sort of energy drink to help you function just to maintain your lifestyle. No, that's overstudying. That's just ridiculous. That's absurd. Now, you don't want to do the other one, which is procrastinating, where you hardly do anything and you're always going to the club, I don't know, getting drunk, doing drugs, or doing other activities that I will not mention. The point that I'm making is that you want to have a fine line between studying a lot, but at the same time not killing yourself, and that it will bring you to this medium where you're able to be comfortable. Like you want to study but relax at the same time, and to the point that it's at a nice medium. My good advice to remedy this would be to study at least 3 to 4 hours every single day about this topic, because here's the thing. You put the work in studying 3 or 4 hours of this topic, and that means, when I say 3 or 4 hours, I mean you take an hour to read the material, you take an hour to do the problems, you take an hour to do the homework, and you take another hour just to review. Now, it seems like a lot, but here's the thing. You want to make certain that you are solidifying your fundamentals in mathematics, or just whatever topic in math or any other exam that you're talking about, that you're dealing with. You want to be able to solidify that, so this way you know with confidence the next day you know what's going on the next day. Of course, some people might need more, some people might need less. It all depends on how you feel. Now, again, don't kill yourself though. Don't do 8 hours because you just want to do 8 hours. No, you want to just do your work And for the rest of the day, just chill out, relax, go on Facebook, Instagram, do whatever you do, go on YouTube, I don't know, play your games. Do what you do that relaxes you after you're done studying, because that's what's helped me. And you have to do this consistently every single day. So let's see, what's the next step that would help with math anxiety? Number 3, being honest with yourself. Honest with yourself meaning, because for me, for a long time, I did mathematics like 100% well. I was getting A's. I was doing algebra, solving for X easily. Graphs, not too good at it, but I was able to do every other part of mathematics easily. No problem. But that's the thing though. I kept focusing on the areas I was strong in, and I was ignoring the areas that I was weak in, like graphing. Now, a lot of people are associated with the physical part of mathematics, like I've explained in my examples in my videos, where I say, for example, y equals x squared as a function, but they don't understand the behavior of how a function actually looks like. But some people forget that understanding the visual can actually be faster sometimes to actually solve a problem, actually. That's just me from my experience. So how did I help myself overcome? Being honest with myself was telling me that, you know what? I'm really strong in this area, so let me not invest too much time in this area, but let me focus on the area I'm actually weaker in so I can help balance out the muscle, my brain muscle in this specific topic. So it's kind of like when you're working out, you want to make certain that you don't just do one arm correctly. You want to first help the weaker arm first, so then the right arm, so you have muscle balance rather than imbalance in your areas physically and also mentally in mathematics. So I thought that made sense. So it's hard to admit you need help. So, but if you do need help, there's always tutoring available. Some form or some shape or form, there's tutoring. In some shape or form, whether it be online, at your school, the professor themselves, the sky, I don't know. The point that I'm saying is that there's help, but you have to be honest with yourself first to say that I need the help. So being honest is very important. So number 4 with math anxiety would be practicing measuring yourself when it comes to tests. So here's the thing. Everybody can take a test, no problem. But you need to be able to time yourself do the problems within the time limit. So for most tests that I've experienced, for either developmental courses or just in general, most math courses, they're about 25 questions, or if not, probably 1 to 20, maybe 1 to 10. It depends on the subject. So for this case, we'll just talk about most developmental courses, 25 questions. If you are taking an hour on one problem, there's a big problem right there. You should not be taking 1 hour to do one problem. You should take no more. This is just an example. You go based on how you feel, but from my experience, I take 1 minute a problem. That's just from my experience. Because the thing is this, you want to get through all the problems that you know how to do. So this way, the problems that you're stumped on and you have no clue how to do, you are able to go back to them and invest as much time as you want on those problems until you get them right. Because it makes no sense to invest an hour and you only have 10 minutes left in the exam to take. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So that's from my experience. I just take 1 minute a problem. And here's the thing. This is how I go about it. I read the problem not once, but twice. You understand? Twice. Not once, twice. Because the first time you read it, your mind could be tired, or could be thinking about something else, probably something sexual, could be talking about Trump. I don't know. The point that I'm saying is this, is that you want to read the first question and then try it, but then you get stuck, and that's a good thing. Once you get stuck, you read the problem the second time, and your brain will think, oh wait, that's what they're saying. So you fix what you're doing, and then you get the right answer, you work it out correctly, and then you move on to the next topic. Okay? And now for the last topic that I'm going to give you guys, the last piece of advice that I'll give you guys with math anxiety is to relax. Let's be honest. It's hard to relax during a test, but here's the thing. Relax in the sense that you did your best. You've tried everything. Let's say you went to the professor or the teacher. You went to tutoring. You've even went on YouTube videos, and you've done everything I've told you, but yet you still don't feel confident. You need to understand that when you relax, that tells me, and that tells yourself, more importantly yourself, that you can trust yourself, more or less. Because when you're relaxed, you're confident, and you are trusting yourself that, you know what, I got this. I've done the work. I came to class all the time. I've done the homework. I've done all this professor's quizzes. I've done this professor's midterm, and now here I am about to take the final. I'm gonna body this final, okay? So here's the thing. When you relax, you are telling yourself, I know what I've done, and I know I got this. I've practiced enough. I trust myself. Have confidence, have faith in yourself that you've done everything. Because here's the thing, it makes no sense if you overthink. If you overthink the test, you're going to fail. Because you're going to be stuck on so many problems, or even you're just going to defeat yourself before you even take the test. And that's the point. You want to be able to relax, calm your mind, and trust yourself that you've done everything in your ability to do this. And that I want you to understand that if you've done everything in your power, then you should pass. And then you should know that. And if you haven't, that's okay. Because guess what? There's always next time. There's always next time, and you can try again. And try harder. And do your best. And come back full force. So please understand that when you watch this video, this is not the end if you fail. And that if you've done everything I've said, you should do fine. Okay? So that's Episode 5. I'm Roger Palomino, and math is infinite.